In real life though, I'll be like, ew, you're ugly. But in books, I'm like obsessed with it. So I feel like you need to pick up the right books, and I feel like people need to stop lying to themselves about what books they enjoy. Okay, hey everyone, it's Sunny. Welcome back to my channel. I literally have no clue what this is gonna look like right now because I'm filming on my iPad instead of my phone because I need my phone to go through Instagram responses right now. Yeah, so I have no idea what this looks like. Hopefully it's okay. I have no idea what this video is going to be or like what the title's gonna be or anything. I just wanted to sit down and film something. It's final season, so literally until the very last day of April is just insanely busy. But I still wanted to make sure that I have some videos and stuff like that to upload. So I'm trying to pre-film stuff, but I'm also very tired, like zero energy. So this is gonna be like a very chill, low commitment video is what I decided. A couple of days ago, I put a question sticker on my Instagram, which if you're not following me, you definitely should. At sunnykimchannel on Instagram. I asked just for random topics or like random questions. And so I'm just gonna go through and pick and choose whatever we want to talk about. Like I said, like I literally have no idea what this video is gonna be. Probably one of the #1 things that people asked me were about like book boyfriend. People have asked me this so much that I feel like I could make a whole separate video about it. The reason that I don't is because I literally am obsessed with someone different like every single week. So like what would even be the point, you know? I literally get obsessed with like someone new like every single book that I read. So, like the list is just like so ongoing. Like oh my gosh, I feel like there's no way that I could like immortalize that in one video. Just a daily life being a hopeless romantic. Also, I feel it's rare that I like if I met someone like this character in real life, would I actually want to be with them? Most of the time the answer is no. I just enjoy it in fiction, but I would not like it in real life. I feel like my taste in men is like literally the opposite in like books. Is anyone else like that? Like I feel like that's respectable. What you enjoy in fiction is like can be completely different than what you enjoy in real life. I feel like that's actually pretty common. My favorite characters that I read about in books, I just love so much. In real life, I definitely like probably wouldn't. There's a rare few who I'm like genuinely, if you existed in real life, I would probably like be in love with you or like have a crush on you. That's pretty rare though. Perfect example, if you look at probably one of my favorite characters, that photo on my wall is literally just a quote dedicated to him, 𝐬𝐻𝐴𝐻𝐿. Been obsessed with him. #1 ever since middle school. Probably one of my longest lasting, most comfort characters. Truly like an awakening for me, like in middle school, to experience that kind of like love and adoration for a character. The first one was 𝐬𝐻𝐴𝐻𝐿. Like, completely in love with him when I read the book. In real life, I would definitely have a crush on Jem instead. Perfect grade A example of like my type in books versus my type in real life. But I think like the one character that I always think of who genuinely I'm like, oh, like you're actually a good egg. Like they don't make him like you. Like if you existed in real life, like probably be Liam Stewart from The Darkest Mind. He genuinely just has all the characteristics. It's like practical to like a real life relationship, if that makes sense. Very respectful, great leadership skills, very considerate, selfless. You know what I mean? I feel like in fictional books, like the characters that I love are obsessed with are always the ones with like the most problematic behavior. Like being rude, stubborn, like stuck up, like snobbish. I'm kind of obsessed with you if you're like that. In real life though, I'll be like, ew, you're ugly. You know how TikTok's now? But in books, I'm like obsessed with it. But outside of books, I have too much respect for myself. In real life, I would like the nice guy, but I feel like in books, the nice guy is like boring because it's like a book. Like I want to read drama. In real life though, I'm like the least dramatic person. So that's why they would be so completely different. Currently, my obsession is oh my gosh, I almost gave a spoiler. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna cut that out. Even just saying the name is like a spoiler. But right now, I'm obsessed with 𝐸𝐸 Meadows from the 𝐸𝐸 sister series because I'm reading that book right now. Oh my, stop, I'm so excited. I have literally waited through 4 books. I'm on Kiss the Sky. The next book is Hot House Flower, and that is finally 𝐸𝐸's book. I have literally waited 4 books just to get to that book. So excited. I love 𝐸𝐸 so much. Oh my god, sorry, the lighting is kind of crazy. People have asked how I feel about classic books. I don't feel any specific type of way about classic books. The only thing that I get annoyed about are like elitist people who like think that reading classics is like the only legit form of reading. That's like, oh my gosh, I could talk about that forever because I think that it's so annoying. It's like one of my biggest pet peeves. I feel neutral about classic books. If I want to read them, I'll read them. If I don't want to read them, I won't read. The pressure to read for productivity instead of pleasure. Okay, let's talk about this. Feeling like Jasper from Twilight right now with his, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, yeah, the pressure to read for productivity instead of pleasure. People have asked me because a lot of people in my life now know about my YouTube channel because YouTube and Instagram really be doing me dirty, recommending me to like every person in my life. People then always ask me like, wow, Sunny, like I don't know how you read so many books. Like how do you just like always read? And I'm like, what books are you reading? Because I think that for some people, reading, the process of reading is just not something that they enjoy. Love that for you, like that's so valid. But for people who do like to read and stuff, but feel like they can't finish a book or like they can't get themselves to like continue reading and stuff like that. To me, the solution is simple. I think it means that you're reading the wrong book. You're not reading the books that you actually want to read. Like I feel like we need to get rid of this like idea that you need to read like smart books in order to like to be smart and like be a reader and stuff. Because what what even is that? I can actually rant about this forever because it's genuinely like one of my biggest like pet peeves, and I feel like we got rid of like this elitist mentality that like that you have to read it like quote unquote like intellectual book. Reading would just be not so put on a pedestal. I don't know why it is. To me, it's literally just like, it's just like going on Netflix. I open and it's like doo-doo. Like that's what it feels like to me. Like I never have ever felt like I had to force myself to read, because do you ever have to force yourself to like watch movies or like watch TV? Like reading is just another form of entertainment to me, and I feel like if you want to become a reader or be someone who like reads a lot of books, like the easiest way to do that is to make reading like a main form of entertainment for you. And to do that, you need to like find books that you find entertaining. Like you don't need to force yourself to read like all these like books that you think will make you look smart but they're like not interesting or entertaining. That's the reason you can't finish the book, because you don't want to read it. There's so many books, so many books. Like the more that I'm in the book community, the more that I realize like there's actually so many different subgenres and genres of communities and books out there. Like there's literally something for everyone. Like you're gonna find a book that you literally can't put down. The challenge is to put down the book, not to pick it back up. That's how I feel about like every single book that I read. I never have to make myself read. I have to make myself stop reading so that I can do schoolwork. And then every time I feel like I want a break, it's just like going back onto Netflix. I just like pick up my book and start reading again. So I feel like you need to pick up the right books, and I feel like people need to stop lying to themselves about what books they enjoy. I'm such a big advocate for like there's a lid for every pot. What you enjoy is what you enjoy. No one should ever judge you about that. That's probably my biggest pet peeve, is people like making people feel embarrassed or like bad about the things that they enjoy or like the things that they like. It's literally the same thing as judging someone for what shows they enjoy on Netflix. Reading is just entertainment. I don't like that reading gets put on this big pedestal. I don't understand it. Reading is not the most accessible form of media across every single person. So it's kind of doesn't make sense for it to be put on a pedestal just universally. Wow, this is so cute. What's your favorite thing about yourself? Oh my gosh, I will only answer this question if all of you guys also answer the question. I guess I love like how self-sufficient. I need to change. I'm so sorry. Okay, this will have to do for now. Sorry about this weird like the lighting in the mornings. It's like 10 a.m. in the morning, so the lighting is always so... But as my roommate says, like I'm very like self-sufficient. I've never once ever been lonely or like bored just being in my own company. Yeah, I don't really rely on other people for like my happiness. Obviously I love spending time with people, and the friends that I have in my life are like people that I really want to keep in my life for a long time. I love them so much. But I could like spend... I can and I do spend so much time just like by myself in my room. I enjoy my own company so much. I literally don't think there's ever been a time that I've been bored being by myself. My sister always says that I always need like a new project, which is true. I will always find like the next project to do that's like creative and fulfilling. Like, I will seek them out all the time. That's how this YouTube channel started. My YouTube channel was one of those projects because I had time. My roommate always says that like if you just leave Sunny in her room, she's just gonna stay in her room. Like you could just stay in there forever, and it's really true. I just really like that because you are like the most permanent thing in your life. Like if you don't have anyone else or anything else, you're always gonna be with yourself. And so to be able to find fulfillment and happiness with just being with yourself, I feel like just feels very safe. Like it just feels really good. And I've always just loved being independent. Like even when I was in like middle school, I would just like actively go out of my way to find opportunities to like pretend to be an adult, like to be independent. Even if like let's say my parents could drive me somewhere, I'll be like, no, I want to take the bus by myself. Which I feel like is strange because I'm the youngest one in my family, so you would think the exact opposite. Oh my gosh, it's time to be real. Oh my gosh, time to pretend. If you guys don't know Be Real, it's like that app. Like you can add friends, and then at the same time every day everyone gets a notification to Be Real, and then you take a picture of what is in front of you and you take a picture of yourself, and everyone can see what everyone's doing in like the same minute pretty much. The amount of times that I had to be real while I'm filming something, but I don't want people to know that I have a YouTube channel or I'm filming anything. Like the amount of times I would literally fake it. I'm gonna fake it right now and everyone's gonna watch. Friends that I have on Be Real, if you're watching this, I fake it all the time. Oh, what should I pretend to be doing? Should I pretend to be doing work? What should I do? I faked it. Any of my friends, if you like remember seeing this Be Real, I was filming a video. But yeah, I've always loved being independent. In high school and stuff, I would genuinely enjoy getting up at like 6 a.m. in the morning to make my breakfast, make my sister's breakfast, and pack both of our lunches, wake up my sister, and then go to school. Not because I was trying to be nice to my sister or anything like that, but because I love having that independence, or like feeling like I could be as independent as I could be. I just love this so much. I don't know. Oh, okay, tips for first year uni and what is my degree, people have asked. I'm in the Bachelor of Health Sciences at McMaster University. Within my program, I'm in a child health specialization. My tip for first year is to not buy anything supplementary that you don't have to. I don't think that I spent a single dollar on a textbook in first year. Go to Z Library or go to LipJet and find your textbooks on there. Also, everyone wants to be friends in first year. My program is it's cohort based. People in the cohort know each other, and if you came from the same school into a program, people know and stuff. I came out of nowhere. I didn't know anybody coming into my cohort. None of my close friends from high school came to McMaster, like my university, at all, because my program is a little competitive to get into too. So like if you came with other people, like people know, you know what I mean? I was one of the first people from my high school to like come to my program, so I literally didn't know anyone in my year. I thrive in situations where I don't know anyone. Okay, I don't know if that makes sense, but don't get me wrong, I am introverted, but I'm very, very social. I'm like the epitome of a social introvert. Love being social and I love meeting new people. Going in situations where I literally don't know anyone else, I get so excited just because I love getting to meet everybody. Love it so much. I'm like such a social butterfly. Like I don't think I can give advice like if you're struggling with being by yourself in a new place, because I love it, but don't spend your money on textbooks. Oh, book genre preference. I love dystopias, like more than fantasy. Urban fantasy a little bit if it's similar to a dystopia. I have just always loved dystopias. Can't explain it. I love The Walking Dead. Like I love apocalypse zombie movies and stuff like that. When I read books, I want to imagine that it could happen in real life. Obviously it's not gonna happen in real life, but I want to feel like it could. That's why I like dystopias so much, because it's like very much based on our real world, but it's more fun because it's not our real world. I love literary, contemporary, slice of life books. I was talking about this with my friend because she feels the same way, but like in movies, we love like a slice of life story where like literally nothing happens in it at all, but it's just about the human condition. How to get out of a reading slump? Reread your favorite books. I plan to do like a whole other video about this. There are books that I genuinely read on like an annual basis, like reread on an annual basis. Those are the books that I just reread for my emotional fulfillment. Like it genuinely just makes me happier. So those are the books that you should read during a reading slump. There's no pressure to like read new books. I feel like it's so, sorry, I need to charge my phone, but it's so weird with like fine with reading, like why everybody puts so much pressure on like what books people are reading. People don't do that for like movies and TV shows. Like no one feels like they need to watch like intellectual movies or like watch intellectual TV. No one cares if you like rewatch your favorite movies, so like no one should care if you reread your favorite book. How do you get time to read and manage your studies? I feel like I could make a whole video about this because people ask me this a lot. I mean, obviously the first thing is that I don't struggle with ever wanting to read, and that's because I pick books that I want to read. But then making time for reading is like a completely different kind of challenge, and I feel like it's really hard when you're like in school and stuff, and if you have a booktube channel, oh my gosh, it's hard. Booktube is kind of a time sink, like I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even realize it before I started, but I can make a whole video about this, but maybe I will make a whole video. If you guys want that, let me know. I'll probably make it anyway. Fan cast for my favorite books. Oh my god, I can't name actors because I rarely will cast actors. I just cast random people that I see on Pinterest, and I'm like, dang, like you're exactly how I pictured this person. If you guys want a video about that, maybe I'll put it into a video someday. Can't for the life of me make myself edit that into this video. Characters you relate to and why. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna talk about this in like my wrap up, but I was so shocked when I read Maybe in Another Life by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Oh my god, one of the first descriptions that we get of the main character is that she has to pretend to not remember specific details about people that she's met once, otherwise they'll think that she's creepy, so she has to pretend to like not remember things. I do that all the time. I have a weird memory when it comes to people, or like I will like remember what you were wearing like last Tuesday, you know what I mean? Probably the majority of the time when I like meet someone on a second occasion, definitely remember every single thing about how we met, what our interaction was, what you were wearing, what I was wearing, what the setting was, who was there. Like, genuinely I probably do, but I have to pretend that I don't, otherwise it would creep people out. Okay, I have been filming for a long time, so I think that's gonna be all for this video. Thank you for just hanging out with me. I love filming videos like this where I literally just talk at the camera with nothing like planned, and I'm sorry for the poor production quality on this video, but let's be honest, it's not like anyone comes to me for high production quality. My channel is literally the most low production channel. Kind of embarrassing. Be sure to subscribe down below, follow me on my socials, they're all in the description, and I'll see you all later. Bye.